Yes, hello and welcome everybody. Hey Z writes, hey Felix, is this your new song? No, not yet. Not yet. It's really just I'm improvising over a piece by Henry Purcell, which is from an opera called Dido. Wait, Dido and Aeneas. It's very old. It's I think from 1600 something. Not quite sure, but I had this playing. It's one of my favorite pieces ever made, actually. And I had this playing in my Spotify release radar recently, and because I've heard this track so many times, I was kind of sick of it. So I thought, hey, I need to get this out of my system and do it kind of in a different way, or just play around with the material a bit. And yeah, so that's what I did, not on stream. I think I played this for 20-30 minutes or something. Yeah, as Izzy asks, have you tried reworking a classical piece from like 100 years ago, or do you stay original? Yeah, that's actually what I was doing. It's really a piece that has been with me for quite some time, and I really like this. And what's really wonderful about this piece is that it constantly switches between major and minor. So it's minor. This could be a dominant to the minor tonic, but then turns, which is not too uncommon, turns into another major chord, major sixth, which could be the dominant to this, and then again the minor third. So it constantly goes between major and minor. It's really well done, and the melody is beautiful. And yeah, I think it has some timeless qualities. But when I heard that in my Spotify release radar for the bazillionth time, yeah, I thought I need to I need to create my own version, which I could actually listen to without getting sick of it. So it sounds mean, but yeah. Anzi writes, oh, you answered my question already, lol. Boat Syndrome is here. Hello. By the way, hello Z. It's nice to have you. Boat Syndrome writes, hi, I see a blooper in your rig. Do you have a favorite looper you would recommend? Yes, that's actually my favorite pedal on this whole setup. And there's another part that you don't see. Wait, I can try to show you if the cable is long enough. There you have a reverb that I never use, but I have it for old time's sake. It's an RV5 from Boss, I think. Digital reverb. Ditto X4 looper, which I sometimes use. Then another Boss RV500 reverb, which I sometimes use. The Timeline is probably my favorite pedal here. And then another looper that I rarely ever use, but I like this because it doesn't create any artifacts, because this Ditto looper does. Anyway, this is a separate delay, separate effects line. So there's one stereo signal going through here into that mixer, and then another mono signal coming in here, going through all of this, and then going out again. And these are actually two separate effect chains, which are two channels on the mixer, and I can just bring them up or bring them down, however I like. But yeah, I think of all of these loopers, and I'm a little bit I like loopers. Of all of these loopers, I think the blooper is probably the one I couldn't do without, because it's just so versatile. Yeah, I think what I want to do today is we'll play around a little more with this Purcell theme, because I think I want to include this in one way or another on the next album, and then after that, I think I will start working or just collecting all the ideas we have, and then see what works and what doesn't, and yeah, just yeah, see what we can do then. I have no idea what I'm doing, but those who watch these streams on a regular basis know what I do. Know what I do in terms of that I don't know what I do. As he writes, do you have regular streaming schedule? I think I missed a couple. No, not yet. I'm trying to establish maybe this Wednesday evening, because my partner will take the kids to bed on Wednesdays. So she, so I have this evening free. So I think I might be using that free evening to live stream. Because usually we just, we have 2 kids and we share the bringing to bed part. So yeah, but we're kind of reorganizing that. So maybe Wednesday evening will be my schedule, but we'll see how this turns out. I think I'll play around with this theme a little more, maybe look for some other pads in the background that might go well with it, and then we'll continue. I think I'll do that for another 5 or 10 minutes or so. See you then. Hey Sarah, nice to have you. Thank you everybody for being here, by the way. Z writes, Felix is like an elusive Pokemon. You've got to catch him while you can. Sarah, lol, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's really just, I haven't gotten around having this streaming schedule. I tried to stream on Thursday, but then again, I don't know. For some reason, I think for many people this was too early. You know, I think people from Brazil and South America, or Latin America, some were up at that time, but most people were just working. And yeah, I'm just trying to see if this, you know, evening stream type of thing works better. Yeah, so I think today or this week and the next week I will try this and just see how it goes. Wait, by the way, let me introduce myself. I am Felix Rösch, Berlin-based composer, and here on these live streams I'm basically taking you on a little journey and into my world and showing you what it means to be a freelance composer. Yeah, and just it's a little peek behind the scenes of what I'm doing, and yeah. And if you would like to ask me anything, you can do in chat. Feel free to do so. I'm looking forward to all of your questions, and I'm usually able to answer them. So. Sarah writes, personally, streaming schedules are too much for me to keep up with, and I generally enjoy the surprise element of no schedule. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I'm just fiddling around with these schedules. So, all right. Now, my plan for today is to go through all or most of the ideas we have for a new album. Wait, is my voice too quiet, or is that fine? It seems pretty quiet to me. I'm just going to... Well, that's too much. Yeah, anyway. I'm going through all the ideas today, I think, for the new album. And just having a look at most of them. And yeah, we'll see if we can take it from there. And if we can, I think I would just stop the improvisations and then move into development phase, which is very exhausting, but also rewarding. So yeah, I think that's what I'll do today. So I think I have a... Wait, no, I have to see that. Okay, let's hope. Okay. Now, let's see. I already have a plan for this album, because I was at this exact point quite some time ago, when I thought, okay, we have all the ideas for the new album, and that was last year. Oh god, this is more than a year ago, these improvisations here. Man, I've been working on this for quite some time. I just figured, yeah, but these ideas here, these in green, are ideas we could have a listen. But these are ideas I think that are worth developing from these old things. These red ones are meh, also okay, but I don't know. The blue ones are meant for collaborations, maybe with other artists. Yeah, and yeah, but the thing was, all of these together were not really, I don't know, not that good, or as good as I wanted them to be. Yeah, so I restarted the process of looking for new ideas. Well, let me just move this over here. Z writes, I heard that releasing singles is ideal for Spotify. Yes, that's what I'm doing actually. So I think, at least from my perspective, what has worked for me was just releasing singles every 5 to 6 weeks. And then in the end, you can still bundle all of them up into one album. And, for example, on YouTube, I've put just all the tracks of that album in the order of, with the most popular tracks at the beginning. I don't know if that's a good plan, but I did that. So I switched the order a little bit around on YouTube. So in the end, you can still bundle all of your singles up and release an album. And I think it's also a good idea to have some kind of cohesive artwork that also ties the whole thing together. And some things that tie all these singles together. But yeah, I think the best thing is to just, at least for DIY artists, to just constantly release singles, and not every week or something like that, but every 5 to 6 weeks, I think, is a good time frame. And if you think about it, the year has 52 weeks, so that's, I don't know, a handful of singles a year. And yeah, I think for me at least, that was the best plan. And then you can release music videos on YouTube, and alternative versions if that was pretty good. There is one guy on YouTube who explains all of this pretty well, and his name is Jesse Cannon. Jesse Cannon, right, that guy. And yeah, there's a lot of bullshit about music marketing on YouTube, but he's good. And I think even if you're not, Muse Formation is his channel, right? It's a weird name. He's a little bit of a weird dude, but I'm too, so that's fine. And he's really good. He's If you want to learn more about music marketing and promotion, he's the guy I would watch. Yeah. So, all of these is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll check my emails later. Sorry, I will just close that for now. And there's other stuff that might be good. Spiral Echoes. I remember that was quite interesting. Okay. Now what I want to do is, I not only did these live streams regularly, but I also have all these voice memos, which I recorded with my iPhone. Was sitting at the piano, just playing something, and couldn't boot up the whole system here, so I just recorded it with my Apple Watch or with my iPhone. So these are also some ideas. I already filtered these, like the colorful ones here are the ones which I kind of liked, maybe. That's actually an improvisation where and then there are lots of other ideas, and then there are lots of other ideas which didn't even make it to this point. So Christopher White writes, nice to catch you stream in real time. Yeah, I mean, that was a little bit the idea of streaming a little bit later here in the evening in Germany. So right now here it's 7 p.m. I think p.m. a.m. I'm always confused about that. Yeah, 7 p.m. So it's dark outside. And yeah, maybe I might switch my live streams to Wednesday evening. So which would be Wednesday, like noon in the US, or in the morning. Yeah. So these are just a couple more ideas. Let's have a listen. And you can hear my my son sitting on my lap and just playing the piano with me. And he had some really good. I mean, he's like, at that point he's 3 months old or 1 month older, 2 months. I don't know. I don't remember when this was exactly. But yeah. And at that time, I just didn't have these time session set slots where I could really work. It was like, yeah, I really just had time on the piano for 5 minutes until he started crying, and then I had to move on. Sarah writes, can you briefly explain what draws you to one idea more than another? Nah, there are some things. Like if something's a little more original, then it's really hard to tell. I think I can show you what I don't like. Wait. So stuff like this when it's oh wait, let's do it in C minor. That's better. Oh no, that's too good. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, if a Spotify song starts like that. I'm killing the microphone. I'm killing the microphone. I'm sorry. You know, if a song on Spotify starts like this, I'm like, okay, now please do something original or I will skip, and then it goes on. Maybe like this. That's even too original, maybe. And then maybe it just continues with you know, just and there's a lot of that stuff on Spotify. Or if it's just really, you know, things I wrote when I was 8, you know. Oh. Nah, okay. I can't really. I think what I usually like is when something goes a little bit off the grid of what you would expect, but just a little bit, like not too much. Like you can, you know, you can do stuff like that, but that's not really interesting for me. To me, you know, if it's just a little bit, I don't know. And sometimes just having this nice melody. Just today in the morning I had this, what will appear there, which is pretty simple. How did it go? Which is, I mean, it's a pretty simple idea still. Also this, but something about this is nice, and I can't really tell you what. I think I like the melody. And I like the idea that we can go into this very classical. Yeah. So I can't really tell you. I don't know. It's. I think a lot of it is stuff that is not really plays with expectations a little bit, but not too much. Because if it does, or like there's this piece called Opal, which I like a lot. I think it goes something like this. I can't really remember. But it's really mainly improvised, and the length of these chords, how long these chords are, is always a little bit different. So it's not really precise. Sometimes there's a 16th missing to make this a full 4/4/4 circle, and then the melody itself is. And it's also a little bit off, and that makes it kind of interesting. Yeah, I think maybe that's something. Wait, sorry for the rumble. Yeah. Kali Session. Hello Felix. What a surprise. Yeah, hello Kali Session. It's nice to have you. And Z writes, did you pitch your song for editorial playlists or did you just get added? I always pitch my tracks to Spotify editorial playlists. Because, I mean, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to do that. And some tracks got added much later without me doing anything, but especially in the beginning, I still always write a pitch, and I'm spending quite some time with that pitch and developing, a good idea of what would work. Also, concerning that pitch, there's a very good video from Spotify. Spotify pitch music playlist. I have no idea. They have put out a video. So Spotify, that is, has put out a video about what they want to see in a pitch, and it differs if you're a big established artist or if you're it's your first track you release, and and it's pretty comprehensive and good video of them telling you exactly what they want to see in that pitch. So I would just look for that. It's from the official Spotify channel. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Spotify.
Hello?
No. Videos. Pitch. Well, I don't know. It's somewhere here, I think. Or is it Spotify for Artists? I have no idea. I think it's Spotify for Artists. They have a YouTube channel as well. Is that possible? Yes, they have. Yeah, this one here. This video here. I won't play it now, but yeah, Spotify Artists Masterclass. Just watch this. It's worth it. I think, is that it? Let me see. I'm pretty sure. I remember. Yeah, but anyway, on the Spotify for Artists channel, just go through all these videos. They will tell you exactly what they want to hear and want to read in these pitches. Sarah writes, haha, those impressions gave me a good chuckle. Your explanation definitely makes sense. Thank you. You're welcome. It's really nice to have all of you here asking me these questions, because I never think about that. And once I have to think about it, it changes the way I write music. It's like, yeah, like I said on one of the last live streams, like these quantum things where once you observe something, you change it just by observing it. So, and it's really, I think it changes for the better. Okay, let's have a listen here. Okay, that's very Steve Reichy. Oh. What? That was my daughter asking me if she painted something and wanted me to choose what I wanted to have, which type of ring and which type of bracelet that she just painted. So I had to choose. So let's continue. She writes, I appreciate the in-depth answers. Good to know. Oh, you're welcome. I can talk in the evening. That's a little bit. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah, now we're deep in Steve Reich and Philip Glass territory. I think I like this first chord a lot. I'm not quite sure if I can develop that into something else. I have no idea what I played there and how to play it. I'm just talking to my son, who was just playing with the keys. I like this first thing here. Okay. Okay, now this is kind of. Ah, 4. Spatzen. Danke sehr. Danke sehr. Das ist lieb. Danke dir. Okay. Bitte die Tür zu machen, Spatz. Rosa, machst du die Tür zu? Danke sehr. Okay. She can definitely smash these doors into the door frame. All right. Okay. I really like this. So this is just an open 5th, and then that's really nice. I like that. And I think I went down in tritone. Yeah. This is kind of just textures. There's no melody really, but maybe it doesn't really need one, or it can evolve from that. So I think I like this, but it's still a baby idea. See, but I think I like it. I like this. This has some potential. Yeah, that's maybe one of the drawbacks of streaming in the evening, because my daughter is still awake. The little one is asleep, but yeah, she has a lot of energy, which is very good. Yeah, not tomato. I'm just talking to my son there and telling him that we shouldn't have this idea be too similar to John Adams. At this point, it's really close to John Adams. Yeah, but I like this. Okay, and I think it's another 3rd version, but just faster. needs to be something else apart from that. And it's a little bit too fast here. But the harmonies are pretty much the same. Alright, and then there's an interesting thing. There's a library, like a MIDI library I used for a project. And they have these samplers for woodwinds, where the woodwinds, flutes, don't play one note, like, but they play a trill. So, and pretty slow trill, not really a trill. It's more of a Wechselnote. It's like that. But when you play that one note, it actually plays this. So, and then when you play several notes, it does. And when you play this and this, so when we play lots of notes, it just. And that's basically what I did there. And just fooling around with that sample library, and I really liked it. But again, wasn't able to just set up the whole system, so I recorded that with my, I don't know, smartphone or smartwatch. And then I just whistled some melody to that. I'm not particularly fond of the melody, but I like that idea of having this played by woodwinds, and that actually connects pretty well to this first idea here. So I'm thinking maybe I need to do another studio session with woodwinds, which I would really love to do. I don't know. Maybe there's another artist I really like. Brendan. No, go back. Brendan with A. Brendan. Right. And he's working with a woodwind ensemble. I think it's his own ensemble. And yeah, it's really interesting, and I think you see, I liked 3 of his top 5 tracks. And he has reworked some FX Twin tracks into these classical ensembles, woodwind ensemble, and it's really beautiful. And I was thinking about asking him if he wanted to collaborate on something, so maybe that will also be an idea for that. But yeah, that's something for the future. But I think I would save that as another idea that's potentially green, and green in that it's maybe something we could work on for the new album. Let's have this playing in the background. What's the name for this? Not John Adams. Working title. Length? I don't know. Maybe 2 minutes. No idea. So this whole thing would have to be composed. Just composed, please. Because the material is there. That would take probably 5 days to finish. And it has how many stars? Let's give it 3 at this point. Comment. Some nice open chord things. And maybe collab with Brandon Eder. I think Brandon Eder. What's his name? Eder Ensemble. All right. Let's turn this down a little. All right. And strings, I don't know. Former title, it's still in the voice memos. All right. I think that's... Yeah, not quite sure. I will leave it in the yellow department because I think this would have to be developed to see if it really has potential. But I think it might have. It might have. All right, green idea. That's interesting. Sarah writes, I'm wanting to purchase your sheet music, and I'm just curious about your process for curating your sheet music, or for about your process for curating. I'm basically just taking the album and seeing if there are any tracks that might work for solo piano. Some tracks do, some not, some don't. And with those that don't, I would have to actually rewrite these to make them work for piano solo, and I didn't do that. There was one particular track titled Vienna from my last album. Let me see if I can find that. Blum, 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 blum. Yeah, so here, some tracks, Hummingbird Rework, for example, is something that's basically written for it. Wait, no, that's wrong. It was a piano sketch first, then I turned this piano sketch into a string quartet arrangement, and then for the release of that, I actually took that string quartet version and retranscribed that for piano, which is actually pretty hard to play in some places. And this one here, In Memory of a Honeybee, is a track for clarinet, string quartet, and piano and synthesizer, and that's almost, I would have to spend a lot of time to... Oh, shots. Ah, okay. Ich dachte, hier haben wir es. Okay. Wait a second. And we're back. So I would have to spend a lot of time transcribing that for piano. And sometimes that's just too much work and it wouldn't really pay off because the end result would be either very hard to play or not really satisfying. So I just skip certain tracks. But with Driven, for example, it was pretty obvious because that's mainly piano-driven. Clouds is also something, it lives off of that violin plus piano feeling, and I could of course try to transcribe that for solo piano, but I felt like it didn't really work. Maybe that would have worked. I don't know. Maybe I should have put that in there. But hey, first of all, thank you for considering to buy sheet music. That's really kind of you. The funny thing is, when I started doing that, and with that I mean transcribing my sheet music and putting up this storefront online, and I never thought that anybody would actually buy this, but people actually do buy this. So yeah, it's weird. It's still weird for me that people actually want to buy this sheet music, and but thank you so much. It's wonderful. It's weird in a good way. Don't get that wrong. But yeah. Oh, and your question was really. Oh wait. Hey, David McDonald is here. Writes, just got a 25 key MIDI for my desk. Improving along. That's good. 25 keys is better than 5 keys. Wait, 25 keys. That's. 1 octave is 12. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's quite decent. Well, that's 2 octaves. Well, it's okay. You can do a lot with that already. Sorry, your question. I have to think about that still. What I also like is when you have like more of a pop-esque context, so you kind of omit the dominant and just have the subdominant be the new dominant, and just in in a major context have a minor third thing going. I don't know. I still can't really explain this, but some kind of a pop harmony thing, and then you just have this. So some very classical, almost baroque chord progressions mixed in there. I think that's something I also really like, because I don't know. It has this kind of classical music sophistication feel, but yeah, and it filtered through something else. So that's something I also like at the moment, at least. Okay. Let's see what that is. I have to figure out what I played. I don't know. I kind of like the pace of the. Maybe you could develop that. I don't know. This, I'm not too convinced. I don't know. Let's hear the second version of that. Okay, now that. this, to me, this doesn't really go anywhere. It just circles around itself. And then the main idea isn't strong enough, I think. I think that's, this idea is out. Hey, pretty similar. It's something I do a lot, just singing along to what I play, which is actually a pretty good way to come up with good melodies. Yeah, that's my son. I'm not quite sure that melody is too good, but I think at some point he also starts to play. Yeah, that's the reason why I like this, I think. This, again, something I also like, that's again to you, Sarah, is unexpected major chords where there should be a minor chord. It just said, hey, that's nice, isn't it? Just talking to my son sitting on my lap while I'm playing. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's a little bit poppy and very dramatic. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's very poppy, I think. So it's not my favorite idea yet, but let's give this a number. Number 2. The first one was number 1. Or as you asks, what would you say is your best song of favorite? Of mine or of other artists? Because if you want to know other artists, I have this playlist here on rotation. That's what I listen to, which is not really this classical ambient thing. Faker, some pulsing, I like a lot. Shades of You, something I listen to a lot. Wild Heart by Cat, something I just discovered. Oh, Baby Farm, I kind of like this. It's kind of emo, but yes, Of Mine. Okay, Of Mine. Well, I actually really like the Hummingbird rework. That's something I'm really proud of. And I like Opal a lot. Because it has this kind of unpredictability that I really like. And it's still very approachable in a way. It's not too... I think it's not too cheesy and it's not too... too confused with lots of stuff. Yeah, I think these two. And there's another one, which is really old. No, another one that didn't get any streams. Interlude 2. I like that a lot as well. Yeah, I think these 3. The rest is okay as well. And I'm pretty happy that, one of my favorite tracks I think I ever made is actually on the 2nd place here and has the 2nd most streams. So Berceuse is nice as well. I like this track, don't get me wrong, but I still don't understand why it has almost 6 million plays. I don't complain. I'm really, really happy about that. And that's a big part of me being able to do what I do right now. That this, people seem to like it that much, and that there was a very kind soul at Spotify featuring that as well. But yeah, I think Hummingbird Rework is number 1, and then I like Driven as well. Driven is pretty nice as well. I like the harmony there because it has this what I just mentioned, this what things you would get in a choral by Bach or something. Yeah. 14-Bit Media is here. Abend Felix. Guten Abend. Nice to have you. Yeah, I'm just going through some voice memo ideas. Z writes, that's a lot of monthly listeners. Congrats. Yeah, it is. Thank you. I'm it's a little weird, honestly, because there are so many really good artists also here on rotation. People I listen to a lot, like Tara. She's like 40,000, and I think she's much better than, I know you can't really compare, but here Dexter Francis Mason, 29,000. I think Cat has more right now. No, 200. So it's but I think the I wouldn't say the downside, but you also have to take into account that I will show you my audience. If you look at the segments, there's just 1% that's actually an active audience. So people who add me to playlists and who come back to my music, and the other 92% is really just a programmed audience. So people just being recommended a track and then having that play in the background. So I think people are working whatever they're working on while they listen to my music in some kind of playlist. So but the interesting part is that 1% is actually responsible for 33% of my streams. So that's quite committed 1%, I would say. If you add the previously active audience, that's another 8%, so almost half. Yeah. So I think that's also due to the genre I'm working in. This kind of niche ambient classical thing is not very big. So there's at least not as much competition as there is with other genres, I think. Yeah, Z writes, imagine your monthly listeners in one room. Yes, yeah, that. I just recently passed. Wait, let me see. Just recently passed. Where is it? 10,000 followers. I can't see it here. Where are you? No, I can't find it. 153 people listening right now. For me, that is quite a lot. I just had an artist I just discovered a show on TikTok. Hey, see, I've got 1,000 people listening right now. Isn't that great? And I thought, yeah, right. I have 60 listening right now. but yeah, it's still enough to pay my rent and all that stuff. Here, no, release engagement. Where is it? Where do I see my followers? I don't know. Yeah, but I just passed 10,000 recently. And I think if you look at, that's another metric. I used to look at, not anymore, but I think it's quite a healthy metric. If you have the followers to monthly listeners ratio, and if you look at really big artists, that's usually like 5% something. So 5% of the monthly listeners are actually followers. So I don't know if they are, but that's a good ratio. So if you take 10,324 divided by 0.05, you get about 200,000. So I'm like more than like 4%, 4 to 5%. So I think that's already pretty good. And if there are people who have 1 million monthly listeners but just 100 followers, you know that their audience isn't really a committed audience. They're just listening to that on the side on playlist, and it could be any other track. And the higher the ratio of followers to monthly listeners, the more committed you have, the more of a committed fan base you have. I think. I don't know, but that's one metric I look at. Sarah writes, "We are the committed 1%." Yes, thank you so much. No, really, that sounded like not really. That should be no, really. Yeah. Also, in my Spotify Wrapped, I could see that out of the millions of people listening, there are just a couple of hundreds who are my top, for whom I was the top artist. So there's a lot of people listening and streaming just in the background. And yeah, 36,000 streams in a day. 35,000. And at its lowest, it's like 23, 22. And then, I discovered a new platform. I can show you that. Vibrate. App Vibrate. Okay, log in. And the nice part that got me... that sold me on this platform is that they have they kind of take the data from all these streaming services, so from Spotify, Apple Music, Shazam, YouTube, and all these other places, and just take all of that and put it into one place. So yeah, I can see I had, like, in the last 28 days, I had over all platforms with Apple Music and Spotify about close to 900,000 streams. So in a month, it's about close to 1 million streams a month, which is pretty insane. And the Apple Music part was much higher a couple of months ago. I still don't know why I can't see stuff from 12-month total. Yeah, they have some really nice data just in one place, which is really nice. Also here, the 24th of December streaming low, both on Spotify and Apple Music. Yeah, and they have some nice playlist features. Let's see how that looks on Spotify. Yeah. Yeah, just discovered that a couple of days ago. Right, I wanted to do something completely different. Yeah, this idea. I'm not sure. It's not really the best idea yet, but I think it's okay. What do we call this? What do I call this? Working title. Any ideas for a working title in chat? That might become the actual title, so let's call it do. It's kind of boring in the beginning. It's kind of like that. Oh, that's one of the downsides of streaming in the evening. I'm getting tired. call this schön, ne? Like it just. We can also call this Sarah writes Working title. I just need something. It could be anything, really. It could be donut. I'll just. Okay, you know what? I'll just call this donut. Oh wait, let's. What is this? It has some. I'm thinking of bells. Some small bells in a tower. Okay, let's call this donut. I don't know how to write donut. What I usually do when I don't know stuff like that, I just Google it. Oh no! Okay, I actually managed to write this correctly. So that's another 2-minute track, I think. Compose, please. I think all of this is too rough to have finished. And it's like another 3 stars, I think. Luft. Luft! Oh yeah, let's call this Donut Luft. Thank you. Okay, Sarah writes donut is spelled in so many ways. Okay, that's a point. But I like Donut Luft. It's a beautiful title. Thank you 14-bit media and Sarah. Okay, it's still in voice memos. Yeah, I like that. That's the idea I talked about a little earlier. Ah, okay. Ronan writes, I never thought to spell donut that way. Really? But dough? That's my daughter. Dough? Well, I don't know. Wikipedia says it's... Ah, okay, or donut. Okay, you could do both. You know what? Let's call this donut. All right. That's too much. Ronan writes, donut Luft is beautiful. Okay, let's leave it at that. Okay, thank you everybody. Now, moving on. Yeah, I like this idea. It's very simple. Oh. My daughter playing with me while I was improvising. And I thought this could be some kind of B-side. This whole discussion with my daughter is pretty cute. Anyway, Sarah writes donut, donut, donut in 3 different spellings. We should write lyrics to your music and see what comes out of it. Yeah, just have chat write the lyrics. Well, the good thing is I don't write lyrics. I don't have lyrics in my music. I'm really trying to make einen großen Bogen lyrics. I'm trying to avoid using lyrics because I'm really bad at it. But then you could say that's what you are here for. I don't know. I like this. I've completely forgot about this part. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like it. And I think I like that so much that I already... Okay, that's okay. trying to do something. Okay. I can't really tell you why, because this is actually, it's not that special. But I like the melody. It has a very strong melody. And this rhythm is kind of... I like this, but it's more kind of like a stick man with a hat, like a stick figure. Like a stick figure with a hat, walking down the street. That's how it sounds to me. And doing some tricks. What's this? With clapping with your feet? This. I think that would be a pretty nice music video, actually. Pretty easy to make in a way. You know, just one stick figure walking down a street and just lots of stuff being thrown at that figure, but it still walks. It's still walking. Always gets back up and it's walking. No matter what people throw at it. It picks up its hat and just keeps on walking. Kind of like that. I mean, aesthetically, it is aesthetically, I don't know. Aesthetically, it would be kind of different from everything I did, music video wise. But I like this idea. It's a little bit like Rabbit in Your Headlights, Tom York, this video. Just a little bit funnier. Let's see if I... Right where this... Just this guy walking. And... Well, it's just cars. Like that. And at the end, he's just really just a mess. But yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like this thing. Wait, I just lost Safari. Stick figure. Is stick figure actually the right term for that? Let's ask ChatGPT now. Okay. That should be fine. Donutluft. Okay. Stick figure walking bass. And that's another 2-minute track. Okay, but that has to be composed, but the material is there already. So I think like 3 days. I kind of, again, 3 stars. Nice walking bass and syncopation. And it has a strong melody. That strong melody. also in voice memos. And that's completely solo piano, I think. Okay, Sarah writes, yes, that's correct. The correct term. All right.
Okay. Werde ich sowieso nicht.
And now she says, what she's saying is, hey, what color do you want, red or white? I'm saying I want red. But if you take white, you'll get really, really rich. I'm saying like, nah, but I don't want to be rich. It's fine. I like red. No, but don't you want to be rich? So I'm saying, nah, it's fine. I'll never be rich. I don't want to be. And she says, but just in the game, you want to be rich in the game, right? So talking about that all the time. And I just came up with that idea, and I didn't want to let it go because I liked that idea. That's why I was recording.
Okay. Wenn das eine Nebenwirkung ist, dann nehme ich das gerne.
But I also want to talk to her and don't give her the feeling that I'm ignoring her. So kind of doing both.
Verstehe ich.
Do you understand that? She asks.
Verstehe ich.
Why don't you understand that? Don't you speak German or what? I understand what you're saying. I like these little conversations. This is also interesting because it's kind of different bass line. All right. And this beginning here was also a little bit different. Yeah, this part here. And we can go much more classical harmony here, but yeah, still I like it. All right. Okay, I don't like that. I remember. I think in the end this builds to massive crescendo thing. Yeah, and my son wasn't happy at that point. Just wanted to get down. Or wanted to play, or I think he wanted to reach one of the effect pedals and just wanted to pull that cable and just give me that cable and like, nah, wait, let me record that one melody, please. Yeah, that's what life with two kids looks like, and you know, yeah, and I think at that point either he gave up or he was just listening, or both, or he was just chewing on his thumb. Yeah, but that thing is so heavily underdeveloped. I mean, the music, not the baby. The baby is very, very well developed. But the musical thing, that would have to be... It's a lot of work to make this work, and I'm not sure if that's... Well, maybe. It's kind of like a hymn. Hymn for the silent. I have lots of hymns. Sarah posts a laughing emoji. Yeah, that situation was how it is sometimes here. underdeveloped. Whoops. Underdeveloped. I can't even type. Wait a second. Okay. Underdeveloped him. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Google, for correcting my. And that's probably a bit longer because that thing takes a while to build. Yeah, let's compose a lot, please, because that will be like 6 days or something to really finish that. Slowly building him. Yeah, also in voice memos. All right. Oh wait, and we can give that numbers, so let's make that number Sarah writes, do you think fan feedback helps or hinders the creative process? Oh, it helps, I think. Or maybe it hinders, I have no idea. I think when I'm not sure about something, it helps to have someone decide for me, because then I know if I want it or not. It's like when you're undecided about something, like the food on the menu in the restaurant, and somebody decides for you. And at that point, when somebody has decided, you understand, you really know if you wanted that dinner thing or that sausage with fried French fries or something, or if you really wanted something else. So if I'm it helps me to make decisions, but it definitely what it definitely does is okay, it definitely changes things. The question is if it changes things for worse or for better. I think it sometimes helps me to get out of my comfort zone. I remember one live stream, I think it was the last or one before that, where somebody was writing something like, have you ever tried reworking lists, so Franz Liszt, and he does like many arpeggios and very virtuoso piano playing parts. And with that in the back of my head, the next improvisation, I started to do these long arpeggios, and suddenly there's something developed from that was that I wouldn't have come up with if that person didn't write that comment. And I really like what I came up with. I wouldn't have come up with that on my own. So I think in the end it helps. And if I'm not sure, it helps. I think in the end it helps. And if there was also with Berceuse, with that track here, while I was making that, also live on stream, somebody said, "Hey, we need some beats. You need to add some kick drum and to that." So I did, and had some like percussion elements. But hey, thank you, whoever is posting all these wonderful emojis. So I did that, and in the end, I decided against it and got rid of it again. But it helped to, try that. I think it always helps. I think it also helps me to. I think the main thing is that it helps me to get out of my comfort zone and out of my little space here, just to get some more input from other people as well. And I think we'll get to that idea later. Maybe not this live stream, but in one of the next ones. I called it "Hymn to the End of the World" or something. I think it's a pretty strong idea. I mean, the image itself is pretty strong, but also the musical idea beneath that has a lot of potential. And yeah, I don't know if I've answered your question, but also, constantly answering questions like that helps me to understand what I'm doing and what I want and what pieces are about and what my music is about. And that's what this whole journey is. It's really just getting to know yourself better and better and better until you're dead at the end. And then you've either succeeded or haven't succeeded, but you've probably never succeed. Anyway, it's just a journey to listening to my intuition, and it actually helps to be talking about that to people and having people ask questions. So, yeah. Z writes, what was the best moment of your music journey so far? Oh, there were some, and of one there's actually a, wait, I can show you. I think of both. No, there are three moments I would say. Wait a minute. Where's my account there? Alright. I hope the sound is not on or too loud. Load. There is. I mean, this is basically you know how it started on on Spotify. First time that number of people listening right now is not 0, 99 listeners a month, and so on. And then at some point, Becoming Ocean came out and landed. That's my daughter here. She was still very small. Landed on official Spotify playlist, and that was the moment that I knew, okay, that changed my life. So that's why I was walking around all flat here most of the time. So that day was pretty wild, 215 weeks ago. Then there's another one. A moment. And there is a little backstory to this. Wait, that's pretty loud. I'm not quite sure how to lower that volume. Wait, I think I know how to. So the backstory to this is I did a recording with one of the biggest orchestras in Germany when I was like 27. And it was it still is one of the biggest commissions I ever got. And there was a lot of money involved for me at that point, and a lot of pressure and a lot of, yeah. And in the end, that recording session was okay. I think it worked in the context of what it was, but I did lots of stupid stuff. I just wrote some things that the musicians couldn't play, and these were like top-notch, best, like one of the best orchestras we have in Germany, really. And they sounded like a student orchestra at some points, and that wasn't their fault. That was my fault because I didn't really orchestrate that well, pretty badly actually. That was when I was like 27, and now I'm 37 right now, almost 10 years, no, pretty exactly 10 years older. And I got another chance to record with another big orchestra, and yeah, with that big, Verlust, or this failure, which felt like a failure in mind, I was preparing this orchestra session very well, and I spent a lot of time on that. Well, let me see if I can. Yeah, here. I hope I can turn this down a little bit. Wait, come on. Wait, it's very loud. I'm sorry. I don't really know how to turn this down. Yeah, but that recording session was like the first time I felt like, okay, I can actually write for symphony orchestras, and it works. And this was just beautiful. I really can't describe. I spent months on end writing this score, and yeah, it was just really a really nice, really beautiful experience. And I think the third experience is one that where I have no wait, maybe I have some music. Anyway, oh yes, maybe I have on SoundCloud. Yes, I accept. Wait, I haven't signed in. on Milton. Yeah, I think that. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Wait, where is it? It's a playlist gain. Nee, that's not it. Film and theater, maybe. Delay main title. Delay video. Delay 2. Yeah, okay, that's it. Let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. Yes. Okay. Now this was again with a very established choir in Germany with the West German radio, and we did a recording session with a choir. I've never worked with a choir before, so I came to this recording session and I did lots of like experiments, little things where I didn't really know if that would work or not. And when I was a little late, so I could listen from the outside, and already thought, that doesn't sound too bad. And when I sat there with them in this rehearsal room and recording room, I saw the smiles of the singers and saw them singing these, I don't know, some kind of experiments, and it worked, you know. I don't know. Yeah. That was another very special moment. Ronan writes, I'm 16, not 30 yet. Yeah, well, you have a lot of time. You have so much time, and so much still to do and to see and to learn. Man, if I'm thinking of me when I was 16, it's oh yeah, pretty happy where I am right now, actually. Ronan writes, I felt young for a hot second. That's alright. Wait, my chat window is going crazy here. Ron writes, yeah, you still are, don't worry. That's okay. I have 2 kids, I have a life insurance. No, I don't have a life insurance. Wait. I have 2 kids, I have lots of insurances and rent and, you know, lots of stuff I have to... I feel very grown up. I'm like, at this point. Yeah, but I think these 3 moments were moments when that I remember very fondly. I don't know any better word right now. All right. Next idea. Wait. Still have to underdeveloped hymn. What was this? Okay, this. Yeah. Ron writes, I'm not too excited for the rent part. Yeah. Not ready to grow up. You know, I thought until I was maybe 30 something that I've not grown up. I think having kids really changed a lot of that. And it changes people. At least changed me a lot. Well, rent is fun. Yeah, it is. Especially when you don't pay a lot of rent. I'm still, in Berlin, the rents used to be really cheap, at least compared to other capitals in other countries, because there was this, big German divide in West Germany, East Germany, and so. So the rents were pretty low here at one time, and the contract I have is really old, so it's still from that period. So I pay really very, very little rent for a fairly big flat. So yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, if we had to move out of here, we would have a problem. I think. Well, we would still manage, but. All right. Yeah, that idea here, I think I just tried some arpeggio stuff with solo violin in mind. But I'm not sure I like this. I mean, I would love to have one solo violin track, but Sarah writes, Ron writes, can't wait to build a family. Yeah, it's something. It's one of the most exhausting and fulfilling and horrible and beautiful experiences I've ever had. It's truly life changing, at least for me. Sarah writes, it was really interesting listening to Driven without context and then understanding the context, especially as it relates to family. Yeah, that was really hard. Like traveling, that was my whole career at that point. Just traveling from city to city, and yeah, working in theater productions with artists and actors, and just this theater life. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, you're on the road all the time. And once you have this little wonderful thing here, you want to be there for it. And it really hurts to not be able to be there. And yeah, that's what I mean with life changing, Z writes, a bit off topic, but do you have any predictions for the future of music? I think there will always be music because it's kind of ingrained in our DNA, I think, and also as a social glue, as a social fabric that unites people and brings them together, or translates, or makes you feel a way you'd rather feel. It's kind of like a drug. I think Jesse Cannon says it like that. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is there's always a need for music. So, but the future of music, I think, what will become more important is actual real concerts, because especially with AI generated content, this will at some point become really good. I mean, right now it already is not bad, but and I think there will be kind of like AI pop stars, like a certain model, AI model that people will listen to, for example. So I think having real experiences where you're not watching a screen or something, or having like Apple Vision Pro on your head, but really just no electronics, nothing, just being in a concert room with other people listening to an artist or a band. That will become more important, I think, because there's a very and it's kind of like back to the roots, right? It's like how it was, how it's always been for the past like thousands of years, people coming together, making music in a room. So I think that will be a thing. And in the digital world, I think maybe I mean, it's kind of a it sounds kind of weird to say that right now, but I think this whole blockchain idea is still just having something unique in a digital space is still something that will, I think, in one way or another take shape, or at least shape the future of music, and the way we listen to music and consume music and maybe buy music and music-related stuff. But how, I have no idea how. There are some streaming services. But yeah, I don't know. But I think these two things might become important. Stylistically, I don't know. I think it will become more and more diverse as everybody. I think something like the Beatles will not or cannot happen again because there's not just this one. Maybe it can. Who knows? Who knows? But I think it's at least unlikely because there is. There's just such a diversity of artists and such a diversity of ways to listen to artists and algorithms curating playlists that there isn't this one single. I mean, there's Taylor Swift, right? But still, I don't know. I think if you compare Taylor Swift to the Beatles back then, the Beatles had more market share, so to speak. But I don't know. But also just music as some backdrop to. I like this in a way. It's really cheesy, but I kind of like this. It's interesting thoughts. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. I always feel like I'm rambling and don't really know what to say. That also has to do with the fact that it's not my native language. Wenn ich Deutsch reden würde, dann könnte ich mich sehr viel eloquenter ausdrücken. But I'm not speaking German, so it's a little bit more difficult to. I always feel kind of dumb when I'm speaking English because all the words don't come easily. I just have to, I can't be as precise as I would like to be. But yeah, that's the payoff. Oh, that's the drawback? Payoff. Whatever. I hope you know what I mean. Zerads, you should do a podcast. Yeah. Well, I was actually thinking about that. Just doing a podcast where I'm talking to another artist, and just listening to some pieces we both discover or have recently discovered, and just small talk a little bit, and just have this like 15 minutes small podcast. But I wasn't sure how that is with the rights to these tracks. But yeah, I wanted to look into that. See, writes, I feel dumb speaking English and I'm English. Don't sweat. Okay. Well, maybe that's just personal disposition of myself. It's maybe. But thank you. I kind of like this as well. It's kind of a I don't know, a cheesy. Yeah, I kind of like it. Okay, let's add that as well. Wait, we still have that's the underdeveloped hymn, and that's just a rhythm. That could be interesting as well, but I have no idea what to do with this. Wait. but that's really just a rhythm. I don't know. Yeah, that is still heavily underdeveloped. Yeah, I like this. Sarah writes, moving from cheesy to not cheesy is an interesting musical phenomenon too. Though, yeah, that's right. That's correct. It kind of reminds me of another piece I wrote for a theater play, which I wanted to release anyway. Yeah, so I think I will. Let's call this cheesy to not cheesy. It's a good title. It needs a better title. All of these need better titles, except for Donutluft. I like that. Cheesy to not cheesy. I think that's a good 2-minute little outro thing. Compose lot. No, a bit less. I think that takes 3 days and that's done. And that's definitely a very personal, intimate, just purely piano thing. Little cheesy to not cheesy thing. Kind of like the, I think it was King Lear. There was a theater play that was Queen Lear, like the Queen. Not king, but queen. All the roles were reversed. It's a really good play, very well written. And I wrote the music to that, and there was a piece I wrote for that, which was kind of similar, but like the Queen Lear soundtrack. All right. Also in voice memos. Okay, so we have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ideas from the voice memos. But we also have all the live streams. So that's another at least 10 good ideas. But I think I will do that on the next live stream. This live stream might be tomorrow, it might be on Friday, it might be next week. Who knows? But yeah, I will definitely go through these ideas. Maybe I will already collect them in one project, so you don't have to listen and watch me just copy pasting stuff from one project to another. So yeah, I mean that's good. That's good. I think we're getting closer to. So many ideas, 46 ideas for that album. Yeah. And yeah, I don't quite know what to do with these. Oh, hey, by the way, thank you for subscribing. Whoever was subscribing right now, I think that's the sound of people subscribing. Is it? I have to check. Wait. Yes. Joao Gorgo, I think. Thank you so much for subscribing. That rarely happens live on stream, so welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, all right. I think I will end this stream here because the next thing to do would be to go through all the live streams. And fun fact, I sadly did not record all the live streams on my computer, which is pretty stupid because yeah, so I would have to take the audio from the live stream, put that into Ableton, and then work with that, and then try to recreate what I had, which is almost impossible. But yeah, I think, but that's what we'll do on the next live stream. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to live stream every Wednesday. I think I won't wait until next Wednesday evening to continue working on this. I will work on this tomorrow. But maybe I will, keep the interesting parts to stream these, because tomorrow I will just cut up all the live streams, try to find all the audio files, put them all into one project, go through them, see which ones have potential, and then, just as a first selection, have these all in one project and then take it from there. And I think at that point it might be interesting to see what happens from then on, because everything that happens before that is just mechanical, just technical bullshit. Yeah, anyway, let's look for, yes, Hummingbird rework. I like that. I like this. Oh, we also have to do some more improvisations with the synthesizer, I think, because that's really missing right now. It's still missing. So maybe I will start the next live stream with a synthesizer improvisation. We'll see. Anyway, everybody, Z was here. Thank you for being part of this live stream. Boat Syndrome was here. Says, thank you. It's very cozy. Yeah, you're welcome. Sarah. Oh. Sarah says, I'm a writer. I'll definitely have to come prepared for piece titles next time. Oh, you're a writer. That's beautiful. So you're good at what I'm really bad at. That's I always admire people who, especially in the theater world, you meet a lot of people who are can use words very well. Yeah, I admire people who can do that. So Sarah was here, thank you. And Ronan was here, and I think that's it. No, 14-bit MIDI was here as well, and yeah. Wait, now my chat window is bugging on. Kali session. Hey, there were many people here today. David McDonald. Christopher White was here. And yeah, thank you everybody for being here today. Sarah says, thank you so much for an amazing stream as always. So much fun. Thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I would say I will see you all on the next stream. That will be at the latest next Wednesday. But I think it will be maybe a little earlier. We'll see. Okay. Thank you, everybody, and stay safe. See you soon.